So, hey everybody, although I have some palm trees in my background, I am not in Jamaica right now, but I'm looking forward to getting back in the next few days. But I promised to do an update video, and this particular video is not so much of an update on the house, but today I want to share with some of you all just part of our journey for those who are interested, but more so for those of you who are planning or would like to maybe build in Jamaica in the future. Um, and one thing that Victoria and I have learned over this journey is that you cannot get enough information when it comes to what you're trying to do. So I'm going to talk about something that every home needs, and that is a kitchen. So the process of us getting kitchen cabinets is what I want to share with you. We, in fact, did get ripped off, lost about over 300 and something thousand Jamaican dollars in this process. So hopefully, if just a little bit of what I share will help someone avoid that type of loss, then it will be worth it. So let's get in it, and I'll share with you this journey I've experienced over the last few weeks. So let me tell you what our process was in building out a kitchen. The first thing we did was just discuss what we wanted our kitchen to look like. And I'm a very visual person, and I don't trust trying to verbally convey to a tradesman what it is I'm thinking. So I like to have something on, visual that they can see. And I'm a terrible drawer, so I wouldn't try to draw something or sketch something out. So what I did was use, there's free phone applications that you can use to design like a kitchen. There's also, what I used was a software called Sweet Home, which was also free. That's SWEET Home, but it's a PC application that I had to download on my computer. And what you're seeing now is what I, created. Obviously, it's not a professional product. At least you can use it a little better than I did, but I just wanted something that could convey the image of what we were kind of thinking and we wanted our kitchen to look like, get the layout of it so they could actually see something in front of them. There's another great tool if you want something a little more professionally looking done, is that's the website Fiverr. And that's a website where you can expect to pay between 50 and maybe $100 US to get a very professional finished product. I use Fiverr not only for the pool design, but also to design the roof of and the actual rendering of the home that you guys see in some of my videos. So Fiverr is a great tool for that. We had the design of the kitchen kind of laid out. Then we started shopping, and in Jamaica, like most places, you can buy prefab or pre-made kitchen cabinets, or you can have them custom made. Well, what we found out in fall of 2022 when we were shopping for kitchen cabinets, we found out that most of the suppliers here in Montego Bay not only were not taking any new orders, they didn't have any product in stock, and they didn't expect to take new orders until 2023. And that did not include when you could, actually get that product delivered and installed. And so that's quickly became not an attractive option for us. When you looked at the price of buying cedar, and if you could find a good craftsman or carpenter to build them out, you could get a much better quality finished product at a similar or better price than buying the prefab kitchen cabinet. So that was the reason why we went for the custom made route. This is where we got ripped off. Well, we found a carpenter that was referred over to us. You know, we were looking around, and we found this carpenter that had done work at a residence that an acquaintance of ours. He came by, gave us a quote. We agreed on the price, and like most small tradesmen here, they wanted, you know, money up front, which is understandable because he had materials to buy. And this is where I think we made our first mistake, was that we did not know where his shop or where his home was. We didn't, and trusted, you know, what he said he needed up front was to buy the amount of materials. And that was a mistake. And later we end up getting some framework of some of the product, but not the actual, nothing finished. And a lot of what he did was outside of what we asked for. And that was, we wanted 100% cedar product. And he had actually used construction ply on some of the bottom boards and, you know, some of the boards. So that was a total failure. So after getting over being burnt by that first carpenter, we found a second carpenter months and months later, and settled on a price of, you know, what we needed done. Well, this time we said, hey, I was in country, so I'm going to go with you to buy the wood. And what I found out is that I wouldn't have been able to go buy the wood on my own anyway, because I don't know how to shop for wood. And what I learned in this process was a couple of things that may be helpful to you if you're in this position, or end up in this position of needing your own kitchen cabinets made. And is that, one, in the city of Montego Bay, there was no dry cedar, and you cannot build out of what they call wet cedar, or cedar that hadn't fully dried out yet. And it takes months for the wood to dry out. So in Montego Bay, there was no dry cedar. And what we were finding out at the lumber yards, where people do is buy their cedar, take it to their yard, and let it dry out there at their home. And then, you know, they'll have what they need. They said we should have been buying cedar back in October, November, if we wanted to start building cabinets in January. So that was lesson number one. So what we found is that we had to go out to country. As you see some of these pictures, where, I mean, I drove out the most stressful drive I've had, I think, in my life, coming back, but in the dark and in the rain on these country back Jamaican roads. Again, this was something that I would not have been able to do on my own, but the carpenter knew of and found where we could go to find dry cedar. It just was way out in the country to do that, and we had to go to a few different places to make that work. So the first step is taking your carpenter to the lumber yard and letting your carpenter pick out, choose the wood that he wants to work with. He knows, one, he should know what's dry and usable. And two, you know, he should know the quality of the boards that he wants to build from. And also he should be able to let the finisher know what the thickness of each board. And so you choose your boards. They will charge you by the foot, the linear foot, for the boards, foot, you know, so they do the length and the width of the boards. And so you would pay for the raw wood. The next step is getting the wood, what they call dressed. It's basically running it through a planer, and that's stripping off the top layers of the wood, getting it to the desired thickness that you want all your boards to be. So obviously, you know, the boards are a lot lighter once you get them dressed and run through the planer. And so some yards may have their own equipment to dress the wood right there. In one case, we had to take the wood to have it dressed. We bought it one place, but all they did was sell the raw wood, and we had to transport it to get it dressed. Again, if you can get this done all in one trip, that's the better. But then you have to realize you're going to be unloading all your load, getting it all dressed, and then reloading it back into the vehicle to transport it back. So you pick your wood, you get it dressed, and then you're ready to build. Now, fortunately for us, we found a carpenter that was willing to build the cabinets on site. And we had the perfect location for him to be able to work right there under our back deck. So that worked out great, where we didn't have to be concerned with the progress of the work, the quality of the work. We could, watch it pretty much every day. And we could, didn't have to worry about where we're going to get what we are paying for. Here's another tip. Like I said, the way that things are structured in Jamaica, oftentimes, the tradesmen they want to get money up front if they can get away, especially when they're dealing with foreigners. So what I've started, doing is saying, listen, so we're both protected, and I'm not out of a lot of money up front, and you're not out of a lot of labor up front. We'll just, bid your job, and either we'll break it down into parts or itemize price list. So as you finish out, the product, you can get paid for it. And now, there's nothing lost. You're not investing too much up front, and we're not investing too much up front. So think about doing something, some type of system like that, if that's a concern for you, which it should be a concern for you if you are doing work here. But after about 5-6 weeks of work, we're starting to get our the first pieces completed and delivered, and we're looking forward to having this completed kitchen done in the next couple of weeks. So another just helpful information. So when it comes to costs, what did a kitchen this size actually cost us? Well, we bought about 400 feet worth of lumber, which comes out to roughly 178,000 Jamaican dollars, 180,000 Jamaican dollars. The hardware, so we're talking about soft close slides for the drawers, door hinges, and the door handles, cabinet handles. Those I bought off of Amazon, and I was able to get, I think, everything we're going to need for just under $150. So, we'll say $150 for the hardware, and then the labor to build the cabinets. We're talking about another roughly $350,000 worth of Jamaican dollars of labor. All in, we're talking roughly just over 550,000 Jamaican dollars, which is about $3,600 US for these cabinets installed. Including that kind of gives you an idea. What it does not include, though, are the granite countertops that we we've purchased a couple, but that's not going to be all that we need. So the granite is your countertop is obviously going to be an additional cost on top of your cabinet cost. So just be aware. Hopefully those are some helpful tips for you, and God bless, good luck, and we're looking forward to showing you a finished kitchen in a few weeks. So take care, and look for the next update video on